Woe to you, O earth and sea.
It's the Hop Nation
USA Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Hop Nation USA Podcast. We are back. They haven't kicked us off the airwaves or the internet or anywhere else. So we're going to keep doing this. My name is Adam. I am one of your hosts. Of course, I am happy to be with you. This is episode 195 for those keeping track at home. I assume everybody has a nice little notebook going, checking off all the episodes that they've listened to make sure that you've listened to everything. Make sure you've read all the articles on our website. That way, you're up to date with everything that we're doing. If you haven't, start now. We'd appreciate that. With us, of course, is Steve. Steve, are you here?
Yes, I can be found here on the show, Adam.
Good, because if you weren't here, we would have bigger problems because you're the one that sets this up.
Yeah, that would be very bizarre for me to just tune out.
You would just set up the Zoom link and then just walk away and watch Jeopardy for half an hour.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to do it like a seance and, ask into the ether if I've joined you. I am here.
Well, I mean, you are a cybernetic head, so we do have to, verify that.
I understand.
You could be off watching Jeopardy yelling at Dr. Oz because he doesn't deserve to be on the show.
Yeah, get that fucking trash bag off there.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself because he sucks. Yeah, but we're not going to dwell on him. He's not worth our time or our lack of patience with him. We've got beers to talk about. We've got people to talk to. So, of course, we have guests on the show, and we have a guest host back on the show. He was so excited. He ripped his sleeves off before he got on the show. Dennis Guy is back. Dennis from First Sip Brew Box. Welcome.
Yes. I definitely wanted to jump on this episode. I never miss an opportunity to hang out with you guys and, just talk brews and meet good people. That's what we love to do.
You said good people. That can't be Steve and I. So.
Oh, no. It's assuming that there's going to be an additional guest.
Yeah, he said meet good people. That means he's already met us. He knows us.
Yes. And fortunately for him and for everybody else, we have a fourth guest, a very special guest, first time on our program, where we are going to learn our ABCs. Chalonda White, the Afro Beer Chick. Welcome to the Hop Nation USA podcast.
Thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
This has been a long time in the making, and it is finally here. Welcome.
Thank you.
So I guess we should get right into the beers.
Yeah.
Steve, you want to go first?
I can.
Okay, go ahead. What do you got?
I can. I'm going to start the episode. I don't really have a theme or anything. I'm kind of cleaning out the fridge this week.
That is the theme.
Yeah. This week's theme for myself is cleaning out the fridge, but I found this sitting in the fridge. It is the Cordelette by North Country Brewing out of Slippery Rock, PA. It is an oatmeal cookie ale. Comes in at 7% on the ABV. I originally bought this thinking it was going to be a stout, but it's actually just more of a brown ale. Yeah. Unfortunate, though, I don't really get much anything on it.
Oh, so is it pretty much just a straightforward brown ale?
Yeah, more or less.
Oh, not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
They are an underappreciated style.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just like there's nothing oatmeal cookie about it either.
Damn.
Yeah. But it's fine drinking. It's, again, like you're already just kind of saying, it's more of a down the middle brown ale. It's not too sweet one way or the other, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think I would get it again just because I was kind of disappointed and there's, I don't know, better brown ales to be had, but it's fine. It's fine.
Why does Steve remind me of an old man yelling at clouds right now?
Fine. Everything's fine.
It's all right. Could have been better. It's raining.
Could have been better. Could have done a little bit more with it.
He's not mad. He's just disappointed.
Yes. Thank you.
Dennis, how about yourself?
Well, speaking of brown ales, I also have a brown ale.
Brown ale night.
Yeah, it's called First Love from McAllister Brewing. We visited their brewery a couple weeks ago when we were out doing our collaboration with Free Will Brewing in Percy, Pennsylvania. McAllister Brewing is right outside Percy in North Wales. Fell in love with the brewery. Really good vibe, really good atmosphere. And to us, it's just as important as the beer itself. So I really enjoyed some of their other browns. They actually had a couple different brown ales on tap. I crushed one of them called I'm Not a Cat. Apparently after some viral meme where this lawyer was logging into court, because of the pandemic, they were logging in, and somehow he had a setting on his computer that put a cat overlay on his face. And he's like, "Judge, I swear I'm not a cat," as if there was any that, like, all of a sudden a cat showed up and got its law degree and is fighting cases. That brown ale was phenomenal. I may pull that one out. We got it in the crowler, but this is the one that I did not have from the brewery that I'm excited to dip into. It's one of their oldest brown ales that they've made, and it right on there, delicious notes of bread, caramel, chocolate, and nuts. So I'm excited to dip into this, and hopefully I'm not as disappointed as Steve was with his beer selection.
Best of luck to you.
Oh, wait, you haven't even opened that up yet.
No, he hasn't. We'll come back.
Oh, my goodness.
Adam, what are you drinking?
Well, right now, disappointment because I'm waiting for Dennis to get into that.
Hey, man, I'll dip in right now.
But what I'm drinking is I've got the Creekside by Butler Brew Works. This is a Kolsch-Style ale because it's a Kolsch. This is definitely a VFW type of beer. It's straightforward. There's nothing fancy about it. But it's a beautiful day here in Pittsburgh. This is definitely a back porch kind of beer. So I cracked it open. It's good. It looks good. It looks like a Kolsch. It's nothing fancy. Doesn't have to be.
Nice and clear.
It is nice and clear. It is not fancy. It doesn't have to be fancy. And sometimes that's the way I like it. So for a Kolsch, it's good.
Okay.
Butler makes good stuff.
Yeah, sure do. And Chalonda, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking a Chicago local brewery called Saint Laurent. They make some amazing beer. This is Wander On. It's a double drop hop. It's really good. It's really smooth. Like I said, this brewery, they don't have a physical location, so they've been kind of like gypsy brewing because every time I turn around, they kind of like bounce around. But their products are always consistently good. I don't know what else to say about Saint Laurent. I always tend to overlook them at times, but I'm back with them. It's such a good beer.
Right on. So do you know if they have any plans on establishing a formal location? Are they going to continue with the, what was it, the gypsy brewing?
Yeah, because when it first came out, they were brewing in Darien, and then they bounced around to Beguile here, which is like 7 minutes from where I live. And then on this can, it said this was brewed at Ravinia. So I'm not sure when. It happens a lot here in Chicago until someone can find that home. Because as you know, real estate here in Chicago is crazy expensive. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can understand why they do it. But for me, as long as the beer is consistently good, hey, do your thing.
Agreed. You can't argue with good beer.
Yeah.
And talking about beer, I finally opened mine and slid into it, and I am not disappointed. This is good. You're getting multiple notes. You're getting that toffee, that caramel taste. It's a nice silky mouthfeel. You can taste a little bit of the chocolate, more than likely from the type of malts. This is good. I love it. I'm not mad, disappointed, just all positive emotions.
Well,
not
good
to
for
mention
you.
that glassware you're rocking.
So I have the Hop Nation USA limited edition glassware. However, whenever I emceed that virtual beer fest with the Hops for Hearth last week, and I slid into that, I created like an after party Zoom for some of the guests and everything, and I used it. I saw it. It's in some photos, but drunk Dennis is playing a game where he hid it somewhere, so I couldn't find it.
Fun.
So it'll pop up one of these days.
Neat.
I guess I'm getting ready for Easter. Just hiding stuff.
Best Easter egg hunt ever.
Instead of Easter eggs, Dennis has hidden his own glassware.
Can never trust drunk Dennis. Don't know what shenanigans he'll get into.
Right on. All right. Well, I guess we can just move right on in to news, notes, and neat for the week. And I have a story that, I mean, we haven't been able to talk about it because the past couple episodes we've been having guests on, but it's kind of a good story to have right now. But Fresh Fest, as many people know, has completely rebranded to Barrel and Flow Fest. And, I think it's appropriate to talk about because, I mean, all three of us have been there. And then Chalonda has also made the trip all the way from Chicago, and she was at the 2018 Fresh Fest.
And 2019, if I remember correctly.
No, I was 2019. I wasn't there 2018.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't know about it in 2018.
Yeah.
Steve saw an Afro Beer Chick impersonator.
Look, look, I've been at every Fresh Fest, so I.
Oh yeah, the first year I think you were with us, right, Steve? When
Yeah,
we did that collaboration with Allegheny City.
Right.
Thank God, man, because again, drunk Dennis, he just wanders off, and then Sammy gets mad running the booth by herself. And,
Yeah. Yes.
Oh wow.
Now that you guys can afford interns and other helpers, that doesn't
true.
happen as much. But yes, I was very much at a lot of those beer fests as a runner for you. And
So does that mean that there's going to be a glass keeper at future events so that somebody can keep track of your glassware, Dennis?
That sounds like a perfect job description for someone. Probably make like a videographer do it, since they're going to be capturing content anyways. I'm like, don't tell me where you saw it. Just give me the footage. I'll find it.
But yeah, so Barrel and Flow Fest, that's the new beer fest in Pittsburgh. Again, kind of being frontmanned by Dave Bracey, we can say.
Mhm.
But it is very much still in the spirit of Fresh Fest, and it will be occurring September 10th through the 12th down at the Southside Works in Pittsburgh. So it's a completely changed venue from what it was supposed to be in 2020, because 2020 it was supposed to be all of Allentown.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like a block party style setup.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think the Southside Works is going to be a real great location for it, because I'm assuming it's kind of it's going to be in that plaza with like the Cheesecake Factory and the movie theater and that shit.
I would assume.
Yeah.
I didn't think about there being a Cheesecake Factory there.
Yeah.
That's going to be an 18,000 calorie day.
Oh God. He's bulking now.
That is. I'm going to have to just not eat for the week beforehand.
Yeah. I just remember we saw like a Bob Dylan concert. They had like in the very early days of the Southside Works, they had like a big music festival. I think it was American Eagle put it on or whatever. It was like Bob Dylan and the Raconteurs and NASA, the DJ group. But yeah, it was a cool time. But so there's definitely plenty of space to have a beer fest down there.
Right. Absolutely.
So yeah, it's pretty exciting that they're going to have Barrel and Flow Fest down there. And just talking about it, if you're listening on a Friday, as you should be, tickets went on sale yesterday. So get them now. You can get your tickets now.
Because they will sell out.
Yeah.
For sure.
One of the cool things, though, about it is they're also going to continue doing the digital side.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They started DigiFest last year in 2020. They're going to continue on and do it this year as well. So you'll be able to document everything. And they're also pairing with Tavour again with all of the collaborations. So they have Black-owned breweries collabing with other breweries, to put out 16 different collaborations that you'll be able to order through Tavour that'll go to 25 different states.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I think keeping the digital segment is smart, and they're kind of setting a precedent for a lot of festivals and events that went digital in 2020. There's still something to be said there. People still enjoy that content, and you're documenting the journey as well, so you can repurpose it, revisit years down the road. So I think that's smart to keep that going.
And not only that, since this is I'll say a nationally recognized event, because it is, if you're unable to be there, face to face, you can at least have that level of participation as best as you can. And I think that is a really smart play.
Yeah. And just kind of speaking more back to those collabs, they're bringing in like Allagash, and they're pairing with Sankofa, Trogs and the Harris family both out of Pennsylvania. War Cloud, very obviously known for the Black is Beautiful initiative that went into that people were participating in. They're pairing with Smittix. And then this one is probably interesting to you, Afro Beer Chick. Crown and Hops is pairing with Black Calder. I know you're
that's cool. Yes, Black Calder is my jam. Crown and Hops is my jam. Both of them are my jam.
You got so many jams.
So many jams. I'm actually haven't released it yet. I'm actually doing a collab. So I'm working with possibly Second Chef, because we were supposed to do it the last Fresh Fest, and then all this happened. So yeah, we're gonna see what kind of beer we can cook up with,
Yes.
And I guess the $10,000 question is, will you be making the trip again to come back out to Pittsburgh?
I was just talking to my syndicate people that, I shared the house with last year. We were now planning that whole scenario again of trying to get this house. As of right now, yes, I do plan. I did fuss at Day. I was like, why did you push it back to when kids go back to school?
Yeah.
That sucks. And then it hit, and I was like, wait a minute, my kid is going to be a junior in high school. I'm good. It's like whatever at this point. But yeah, I do plan to be there. I would not be vending this year because last time I was stuck at my table.
Yeah.
It was hard to get beer, and I didn't have anybody to help me work my table. This time I just want to go and enjoy myself. So yeah, I'll be there.
Right on. Awesome.
As somebody who was there last time and did just go and enjoy, that's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so much fun. Oh, the before party, the after parties. Oh man.
Oh man, for me, it was like, I think the best moment for me was when we did the bottle share at our Airbnb, and because we didn't expect for that many people to come through, and it was just so funny because we did it like such last minute. And then we put the filler out. And then the next thing you know, it was like so many people was coming through, and they were coming through with like coolers of beer. It was ridiculous. It was like, wow, that was an epic last minute type party.
Yes. Can't wait for that stuff again. I've missed it. 2020 was a good, like detox and chill year, but
detox and chill. I don't know about that one. I don't know. It was like being on punishment for some shit you didn't even do. Like, I can't do it.
I don't know. For me, I was able to kind of just take a step back and just focus on just me and my wife, and get our house and everything, with First Sip Brew Box and everything we wanted to do. Because, the big news is she's leaving her full-time job, which is awesome that we're finally to the point where I left my full-time job 2 years ago and she just put in her 2-week notice, which is fantastic. But all throughout predating 2020, she, works full-time as a family therapist. She's a basketball coach, and she does First Sip Brew Box. And we were just so constantly busy. 2020, she obviously had to work remotely for 6-7 months, and it just gave us time to really like strategize and work with each other. And I will always be grateful for that. No, obviously it was still a very negative year, how it impacted everybody, but you got to take the positives and little things where you can.
Okay, I can see that. So for me, my positive was I started drinking more. my bar has went from 1 bottle of bourbon to like 177-ish.
Well,
and we're talking about bourbon and whiskey at this point. We're not even talking about like the gins and the vodkas.
Oh my!
Just
goodness.
Bourbon and whiskey.
If you got a big chuckle out of Steve, that you're unprecedented right now.
Oh wow!
I mean, that's really damned impressive, and also I'm very jealous. And we'll get more into it in the next.
Oh, segment. Most definitely.
Yeah. definitely get into all that. But yeah, I've been incredibly jealous of what her and her husband have collected as.
Well, mind you, when I give that number, that's just mine because we have separate bars.
Oh shit!
Oh my goodness.
So
you guys are good. You guys
full
are
disclosure, between the bars, is there an arms race between who has the best and most rare at each?
No. I think smart. So what I do with ours, I let him buy the expensive shit and I drink his. You know, there are times that we have to go half and half. I'm like, okay, look, babe, this bottle is like $400. So I'm like, are you gonna get it? Like, I was like, okay, fine, I'll go half. I give you 50. I was like, no, that's not half.
That's not how math works. You're like, that's how this math works.
That's how my math works. Yeah, well, I'll go half every so often, but mostly I let him get the expensive stuff, and then I just drink on his.
That's smart. That is smart.
That's fantastic. Now I'm doubly jealous. I didn't realize. I thought there was just the one. I didn't realize there was. Oh man.
No.
Wait, let me guess. That's not even counting like the underground bunker of bourbons you guys have in case of emergencies.
Or the unopened bottles. Yeah, it gets pretty ridiculous.
That's good though. You can have something new every day for like the next year.
And we steady buying more every time it's around.
I love it.
Well, we'll talk more about that in next.
Yeah, well, because I'm stuck on the bourbon bunker.
I know. Yeah,
bourbon bunker, man.
We'll get into
That's how you age your bourbons. The only way to do it is in a bourbon bunker. Actually, that sounds like a new brand of something. All right, I'll write that down.
Okay, write that down. I had another news story though, and it's something for all of us because as things open up, we can think of taking vacations places. And Adam, this might be even more particular to you because you like this brewery a lot, but Anderson Valley.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Their winter solstice is one of my top 5 beers of all time.
Yes.
It's Christmas time when I drink that.
Well, they're opening up a beer park.
Oh,
really?
I did see something about that.
Yeah. So they're basically converting, like, I think they're just on a farmstead in Boonville, California.
Yes.
And it's
Anderson Valley, Steve. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, and it's basically on a 30-acre farm piece. But what they're opening up is a giant beer park that's dog and family friendly. And it has a whole bunch of amenities, including 18 holes of disc golf, bocce courts, cornhole. They have an outdoor stage. They're going to have like remote beer taps, like away from the brewery.
Oh.
So if you're off playing disc golf, you can walk by a beer tap and just, get a fill up. It's like,
I certainly hope they have a camping area as well.
I don't think they have a camping area. They have picnic areas. They have covered seating. They have a whole bunch of like a food area that looks like it's going to hold like some small restaurants as well as room for like food trucks, as well as like a kitchen. And then they'll just deliver it to you at your picnic table.
Damn,
that's cool.
That is pretty awesome. And Anderson Valley is a super good brewery too. Whenever we did that Hops for Hearth event, we had Foul Allen, their master brewer, on. It was cool to hang out with him. But they did that black rice beer. It was Jesus. It kind of woke them back up for me because I started thinking about them more as obviously they're a decent sized brewery, and I started putting them in that category of, okay, let me keep supporting the little guys, but they're still doing some super interesting beer styles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of times they kind of fall into that valley.
Wait, is that a pun? You punning over there?
No, actually, no. I was.
Oh man, you should have accepted that.
No,
just been
I'm sorry. No free rides around here, Dennis. But I mean, because you obviously have the high points of your local beers, and then you have the macros that everybody knows about. But when you get into the the regional and national craft stuff, that always gets into a valley where, all right, you see it, you acknowledge it, you've had it, but you don't really go back to it.
Right. And I think they are in the top 25 largest breweries in the United States. I think I saw the Brewers Association put something like that out there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're definitely up there.
Top 25 or top 50, one of the
Yeah.
two.
Oh yeah, for sure they are. It's just, like Adam is saying, and I think it's mostly because we're far enough away that we don't get a lot of their newest offerings. So like we'll see the commonplace ones like the Winter Solstice, but we don't see, some of the more experimental stuff. And that's why we don't drink them as much. But I mean, that's something you find with pretty much every brewery across the country is if you actually go to their tap room, you're going to get a hold of a lot of stuff that you never even knew existed.
Right.
Like, our friend Sam, he's been to, I believe he went to Harpoon, and he said he was completely blown away going to Harpoon. He doesn't think about Harpoon almost ever, but just all the secret taps that they have, all the things that you can only get at their tap room. So that he just like knocked his socks off, and he's like, "Why can't I get this stuff?"
Because you don't live in New Hampshire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or is that Boston?
It's Bostonish.
Yeah. Sorry, Adam. Didn't mean to fact check you in the moment. I'm so bad. I'm so bad at geography that I get so excited when I do know where something is.
Actually, I think they have 2 facilities. Oh, I had to get that out.
I believe they do.
But I do have one semi-local bit of news as well. I wanted to add on. It's local, but not local at the same time. But Voodoo Brewing here in Western Pennsylvania, they are once again expanding. They're going to head west into beautiful Las Vegas. They're opening a franchise out there in the Arts District, I believe is the neighborhood that they're opening a new franchise at. That should be coming sometime in 2021. It is nearby the Abel Baker Brewing Company, which is probably one of the best breweries out in Las Vegas. They have made one of the best stouts I've ever had.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's some high praise.
It was a really good beer. But yes, Voodoo is expanding. I believe that puts them up to either 19 or 20 locations, either open or planning to be open by the end of the year. So kudos to them. Glad to see Voodoo is ever expanding. They make good stuff.
Cool.
I'll support them.
Yeah, good deal.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's come on back to the beers that we're drinking this segment. And whoever wants to go first and talk about their beer. I mean, Dennis, would you like to go first?
Oh boy, Steve, would I? No, but a lot of truth is said in jest. I knew that I was in for a fun ride. Just from looking back on the other brown ales I had from McAllister Brewing Company, located in North Wales, Pennsylvania. This First Love definitely hit home. It gave me all the notes I look for in a brown ale. It wasn't just blah, which I feel like that's why brown ales get the rap that they get, because you can have fun with them, but there's also some basic bitches out there, of brown ales. Like they're just so plain. They're little, some of them come off as just, I don't know, dishwatery.
That's how I felt about porters.
It's funny because
saying.
I do love brown ales, but I feel like they're few and far in between that really truly hit home. A lot of them end up just being mediocre, but not this First Love English brown ale. This was phenomenal.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Dennis. I'm not going to say the Cordelette by North Country was dishwater, but I absolutely get what you're saying when you say that, because like they just lack some sort of spice or hop or something. They feel incomplete and they're just very flat.
Right. No. Yep. That's a good way to put it.
It's like drinking like flat RC cola or something. Just something's not right. But this one wasn't as bad as that, but again, it was very lacking. It was just kind of a down the middle brown ale that you would find in 2010, and not necessarily something that you would pay what I paid for. expecting oatmeal cookie time. So,
and if you're gonna say that, you gotta deliver on it. If you're gonna put something that pops out, if you're saying there's vanilla in a beer, there better be some vanilla in that beer.
Yeah, if you're going to call something out, it better taste exactly like it, or just market it some other way. You know, that's fine.
100%.
Adam, beer?
It's a Kolsch. It tasted like a Kolsch.
Actually, it's a Kolsch-Style because it has to be brewed in Cologne if it's not.
Hey, man, them's the facts.
Them's are the facts. It is a Kolsch-Style ale. There are no umlauts on the can whatsoever. But for a Kolsch-Style ale, yeah, it's Kolsch. Yeah,
Cool.
it's fine. And that's exactly what it's supposed to be. Fine.
That's what you were looking for when you grabbed it.
Yep, it checked the exact box I was looking for.
Right on. And Shalonda, how's your double dry hop?
My Wander On from Saint Laurent is good as always. I kind of wish I would have been more experimental with you guys tonight, but because I have a fridge full of beer, I just started grabbing beer that's been sitting there for a moment.
Yeah.
I need to drink this. I need to drink this. I need to drink this. So yeah, because it's gotten to the point I have more beer than food, and this Saint Laurent I knew would not disappoint me at all.
Nice.
Nice.
I think that is the theme tonight. Let's clean out the fridge.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely got to clean it out. I got a vintage estates trip coming up, so I need to get it clean. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You do.
Yeah.
Do you plan that out ahead, Steve? Not the going there, but what you're getting from there? Like, I've never been there, so I didn't know if like they had a robust website or something you'd check out.
No, I don't plan out what I'm getting from there. I just go in. It's like thousands of beers. You just go, whatever's here is here.
You just hear an aisle full of people going,
Yeah, like,
I mean, you don't have to put a name on it. All right, let's take a quick break. Let's get a fresh beer lined up.
Yes.
Let's get Dennis talking for about 35 to 45 seconds, and then we'll be right back. No, wait, I do the ad.
Yeah,
we just talk about Dennis.
Dennis has done the ad.
How are you just making things up in the moment, Adam?
We've met, right?
Yeah, but you most of the time live in the world of logic.
All right, now
2020 was a hell of a drug.
All right, everybody, we will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. This is still the Hop Nation USA podcast. We have not been bought out by AB InBev. Their offers are not nearly high enough. We demand at least 8 figures each for both Steve and I.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Hey, this talent this good ain't cheap, Dennis.
I'm just trying to start a bidding war with Sapporo and Constellation brands.
I'm glad to see you guys are on top of it.
We are
And
willing
that
to drop.
retirement plan set up.
That's right. We are willing to drop our seltzer line. We don't care. But that silky smooth voice that you heard is Dennis from First Sip Brew Box.
What
and
it
that
do?
and he's still here. We have not driven him away. And that chuckle that you heard was Chalonda, also known as the Afro Beer Chick from beautiful Chicago, Illinois.
Yes, it is.
Welcome back. And Steve's here too.
Hooray.
Hey, Steve.
I guess Adam just can't give Steve a wonderful intro every week.
No.
Or ever.
No, you can't boost my ego too much.
He's a floating cybernetic head. He doesn't have feelings anymore.
He has already risen above humanity. I mean, look,
That's right.
he's just a head on a distant planet.
Adam's just jealous because I'm getting that double dose. Get that second vax shot.
I am jealous. Some would even say I'm peanut butter and jealous.
I'm gonna be
No.
some, not anybody here, but some maybe.
Yeah, I actually am jealous. But don't worry, Steve. I will be getting that soon. I hope eventually, in the grand scheme of things.
You better start checking Ohio.
Actually, West Virginia.
Well, West Virginia
Either.
and Ohio, probably.
Either. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Either. They're both way ahead of schedule in compared to PA. So yeah.
I've got an out with West Virginia. I could get in there.
Yeah. Head it up and hit it out. Rawhide. Head your ass across the border because you ain't getting it in PA for whatever dumb reason.
Well, we won't get into that because that's not why we're here.
No, why we're here is so I can talk about how all the Chinese restaurants I'm going to go to Sushi Bomb and get all you can eat buffet there. I'm gonna get all you can eat buffet at the Chinese Dynasty and Boardman. I'm gonna go.
Dude,
And
I
then the
might
next
still
day-
do that, and I'll just risk it.
Yeah. Well,
We'll do it safely.
you're in much better shape than I am. can't-
Well, I'm hoping I'll be able to slide in and get some because I do have asthma. So hopefully that might.
No, guys, seriously, Ohio, it's
Yeah,
open
alright.
for everybody. Stop fucking around.
That's their new saying. Welcome to Ohio. Open for everybody. Get a
Yeah.
vaccine.
It's open for everybody. Stop fucking around. It doesn't matter what condition you're in anymore. I think if you're just as long as you're older than 16 years old, you can get it in Ohio.
Okay.
And seeing as we're on a craft beer podcast, I think we've all checked that box.
Yeah. You all have pre-existing conditions. It's called drinking.
I'm okay with that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to take the antidote for that one.
Nah, but
She's like, I'm good. I'm fine. Mm.
But this is a craft beer podcast, so we have to talk about the beers that we're drinking.
Yeah.
So-
Yes.
I'm going to go first this time because that's the
Okay.
kind of person I am. This is a milkshake stout from Hitchhiker here in Pittsburgh. This is their triple thick.
Mm.
It is a chocolate and vanilla milkshake stout. Comes in at a tidy 9% ABV. IBUs, who gives a crap? Because it's a stout, and IBUs don't matter. Just in general and in life, IBUs don't matter. But I mean, that's a good looking unit, and it
That's
tastes
good.
just as good. Oh yes, yeah. You get that chocolate, you get the vanilla. It is every bit of 9%. I'll tell you that. So I'm going to enjoy this slowly, but I am still definitely going to enjoy it. So once again, Hitchhiker makes a good beer. Breaking news.
Coming up, water is wet.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't enjoy it too slowly, Adam. You only have the one segment to finish it.
This is true.
right.
Although if I were to pull the curtain back a little bit, there are some segments where I don't get to drink the whole thing, so I kind of set it off to the side, and then once the show is over, then it gets finished then.
Oh, you're ruining the magic for the people.
Mystery.
We've met, right? Right, Dennis?
We have.
Just ruining
Jesus.
everything. Dennis, what are you drinking?
Oh, absolutely, Steve. So I am having a milky, shaky. It is from 10-7 Brewing, who we recently had on our show. It is a strawberry milkshake IPA coming in at 7.3%. Now, I'm not the biggest milkshake IPA fan, but I've become a fan of 10-7's milkshake IPAs from when we visited the brewery, when we did our Black is Beautiful collaboration with the Harris family and Free Will Brewing. Oh, geez, maybe this past summer, whenever that was, we swung down and I tried their Milky Shaky is a series. I tried their vanilla variant, blew me away. This is my first time trying the strawberry variant, and it is reminiscent of those strawberry and cream, like little hard candies. I don't know if you guys kind of.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
I know.
about.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm fat. I know what's up.
It is that, man, 100%. So they condition it on hundreds and hundreds of pounds of strawberry puree, and you get like a very, very smooth taste of the strawberry, and then it's just cream, just carrying it away.
I think they were called taste sensations.
Mm,
That's what the candy was.
yep.
And then those bastards discontinued it.
Yeah, yeah, they did. Scumbags.
Now Steve's mad all over again. Not mad, but disappointed.
No, that one I'm mad about. I'm mad I can't get that candy no more.
But the
That's-
nice thing is we can placate him by taking him to a buffet now.
Yeah, I can go to Chinese buffet without fear.
That's true. But beer's phenomenal. Dipped into it. It really good mouthfeel. I'm definitely enjoying it. And you can get 10-7 Brewing beer shipped directly to your house from anywhere in Pennsylvania. So sorry, Chalonda.
Damn.
We would have to do some covert ops to get you the beer, which none of us.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna need
are
you to
above
send me
that.
a box full of books. Okay.
We can do that. We promote reading of the fantasy
Yes.
genre for everyone.
Oh yeah, Book It Club.
This is adult Book It. Sean, did you guys have that? The Pizza Hut Book It program where you read so many books and you get a free personal pan pizza. I think that was what, 80s, 90s?
Yeah, that was that was 80s and 90s. I remember because like it would come out right around the time we used to have like the book fair at school. And my grandfather used to send me to the book fair school with a blank check. Yeah. And I used to have the lady to fill it out for me, and I would come back with like $60 worth of books, and he's like, "Oh, that's all you spend?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I mean, I would go up and every time." Like, okay, well, fine.
That's fantastic.
Man, mine bought me Klondike bars. I forgot. Like, come on now, come on, Granddad.
See, my grandparents, I used to have them section off. You know, when I wanted clothes and shoes, I would go to my grandmother. His wife went anything educational because he was also a politician. I knew to get them up. So it was like I knew how to play it.
I love it.
Well, unfortunately, since it's going to take us a couple of days to send you some books or aluminum tubes, as I like to send out. Chalonda, what, Dennis?
No,
you don't send out aluminum tubes?
No, man. That sounds like a way how you just be sending out body parts. Now I'm like, my boy's a serial killer. That's why I got to be your friend.
That's right. That's why you tell UPS, don't ask no questions.
But it's dripping, sir.
It's so bad. My UPS guy know me, but he's like, I bet you got more books. I'm like, shh. You know, quiet.
Same team.
Right.
So, Chalonda, what are you drinking for this segment?
So this segment, I decided to break open one of the mini Blackest Beautifuls that I had in my fridge from people were sending me their variants. This one is from Big Rip. I actually just got it like right around my birthday. So shouts out to Casey, Big Queer on Twitter. Sent me a crazy shitload of beer. Like I had nowhere to put it in the fridge. Like I had to throw away food just to make room for beer. And I decided to give this one a try because I hadn't had theirs, and I'm enjoying it because it's straight to the point. I guess in my older age, 42, I don't like the big pastry stouts as much, and this one is just straight to the point. It's bold, it's roasty, it's good. It's like, yes, I'm here.
So was this one the base recipe that was put out?
Honestly, to be honest with you, I really don't know. I really don't know. Because you know what? Maybe I don't even know what the base recipe tastes like because I've gotten so many different variants from different breweries. I don't know what it should have tasted like in the first place, to be honest with you. But I am finding Big Rip. Of the 3 beers that I've had from them so far, they make some really good beer. They're in KC in Kansas City. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Damn. See, this is why we got to get a First Sip van. Me and Sammy have been playing around with the idea. We're buying a van. We're decking it out to where we can like somewhat live in it. And then we're just going on tour across country.
I'm in Chicago. We're gonna party.
I forgot to tell you, we are going out to Chicago. We're trying to get dates now. So if certain months work better for you, let us know so we can plan that.
Summertime is always better in Chicago. You come in the cold, I'm not coming outside.
Bottle share at Chalonda.
It's like, no, you can ring the bell. She won't even answer the door if it's cold outside.
We hear you moving in there. Wait, is that? We heard the bottle of bourbon open. We know you're in there.
And I'll be like, this is my window. Cheers.
Steve, how about you? What are you drinking?
Well, let's see. We were talking about Ohio earlier, and we were also talking about Vintage Estates. And so I have exactly that. I have a beer that I picked up at Vintage Estates that was brewed in Ohio. Haha. This comes from the R. Shea Brewery out of Akron, Ohio. It's called the Goza Into Effect. It is a thick ass pastry goza, which I don't know that I've ever had or experienced before, but it is brewed with cherry, tangerine, and pineapples with marshmallow fluff and Madagascar vanilla beans. Basically, it's a goza that was aged on a fruit sour or on a fruit salad.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
it's also
But is it good?
It's also 8%. I don't
An
know.
8% goza?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know that that's allowed.
Well, it's there, man. So then no one stop it.
Yeah. Not having a great episode.
Damn, Steve, that bad. Well, are you mad or are you disappointed? Because I figure that's where we are right now.
Again, disappointed. Not mad. It's just like it is. Like I've never had a thick 8% goza, and it's just like there's so much going on with it.
I've never even heard of a thick 8% goza.
You would think that that's not a thing because the goza is meant to be light, crisp, you know, little salty, maybe some
Right.
coriander. Like, I don't get how you make that thick without being insane.
Yeah. So like on the nose, it's a little bit sour, and then you get a little bit of that saltiness up front that you would with normal gozas,
Mhm.
but it's also just like syrupy. Like it's
Ooh.
Ugh.
yeah, it's syrupy.
So, what is the level of? Now, I'm really interested in this beer. I need a dissection of this thing. Like, is there any level of tartness going on here?
Yeah, there's tartness to it. But it's like it's completely negligible. It's not something that like bothers me. Like it's I could totally drink it for that. I think it's just again, I'm kind of missing some of the other flavors.
Mm.
Like
Okay.
Like they tried to do too much and then that ended up them not doing enough.
right, yeah. It just wound up becoming like a tart sweetie bomb. But
Ew.
you don't really pick out any of the specific flavors. Like you're not like, oh, here comes the cherry, here comes the pineapple, here comes the
Right.
marshmallow fluff. It's just all like, here's fucking tart dessert. Yeah. Here
I mean,
is-
I would probably try like, you know, a 2 to 5 ounce sample, but chugging through a whole one.
Yeah.
Hats off to you, Steve.
It's kind of almost like it says fruit salad, but it's almost like if you take that fruit cocktail syrup.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And just kind of maybe switch that around, dilute it a little bit, but yeah.
Maybe if you were already hammered, but your taste still works, so no.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not the worst thing, but it's also just not it.
It's not your jam, Steve. It's not
Nah.
your jam.
Steve
Okay.
No.
knows, he feels it.
That's okay. Somebody out there will like it.
Yes.
I like the blue hands though. It's cool on the can.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it's
can art I really like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no, it's
I
pretty dope.
have another one by them. I have a stout. I have fingers crossed for. But like they actually came recommended to us from Adam Sorma, who's working down at Trace Brewery nowadays. But yeah, he said they're pretty good. So like I saw them at Vintage Estate, so I picked up 2 cans from them and I was like, I'll give them a try.
All right.
This one's not
you
for me,
did
but
pick, you did pick a random ass style that there
Oh, yeah.
was a likelihood of you hating, but you don't know that until you dip into it.
yeah, exactly. It's a wild thing to see on a shelf of a 8% goza that was aged on fruit salad. That's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a gamble.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also got a stout from them, so fingers crossed that that's better. And I'll let you know if it is.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be.
But enough of that for now. Let's move on to our guest. We've been talking with Afro Beer Chick through the first segment, but now let's really focus on her and everything that she does. She's obviously a very big personality on beer Twitter. If anybody who's followed us on Twitter, we also follow her, and she has a lot to say a lot of the time.
All the time.
The understatement of the year.
Yeah,
But she also is the host of 2 podcasts, One of them is This Chick Talks Beer, which is her craft beer podcast, obviously. And then she also has The Neat Pour, which is a very bourbon-focused podcast. And so just to kind of start at the beginning, where did you start? Did you start with bourbon, or did you start with craft beer, or was there something else that got you into the world of professional drinking?
It definitely started with the beer. I can thank my husband for my drinking. I mean, I was drinking before him, but I'm really drinking now because of him. He was the one who introduced me to the whole craft beer thing. He had just started Chicago Beer Geeks, and I was hanging out with them. I was like, there's always a bunch of dudes. Where are the girls? So, I kind of started my journey trying to find other women in craft beer, and I came across Girls Paint Out. They had all kinds of chapters across the states, and they allowed me to start a chapter here in Chicago. Did that for a couple of years, but then it's like I had to be a responsible parent because my girls were younger at the time, so I couldn't drink and party as much as I wanted to. So I had to step back, but I'm a semi-empty nester now. I have one kid out. She's in the Air Force. She's 20. She's married, and I have another one. She's 16. It's like, yes. So yes, I got back to drinking responsibly, of course. So, yeah. And the bourbon kind of kicked in. It was so funny because at first I really didn't like bourbon. I didn't like whiskey because I didn't like the burn of it. But it was then once I started getting more into the barrel-aged beers, that was like the gateway. And then COVID happened, pandemic. So, with Nick constantly like, oh, let's try this bourbon. See, it was his fault with the beer. Now it's his fault with the bourbon. And it's like, so I know we had discussed this kind of earlier. I had like one bottle, like I can literally show you. I have a picture. I had one lonely little decanter on my bar pre-COVID. We're talking about like the COVID hit March 12th of 2020, which was my birthday. And I have a picture. Now you see my bar is really damn ridiculous. It's like I'm up to maybe 177 bottles. So Nick and I have our own separate bars. So, I mean, we may have some that kind of the same bottles here and there. That's because mine's or his is open, and we may keep an unopened bottle. But yeah, it's gotten out of hand. Like right now on the table, I have a whiskey and I have a bourbon, and I'm sipping on both. And then I have the stout. So yes, I have turned myself into a professional drinker. And I'm okay with it though.
I love it. You have yourself like a libations flight set up. I love it.
I have to keep the 9-to-5 job because that's what pays for the kid and the household bills. But then, I have the Afro Beer Chick merch, which pays for the drinking. So
yes.
What's the point of life if you don't enjoy living,
The merch got to be doing good if you got 177 plus bottles.
Man, them t-shirts be selling. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Thank you. So go get a bottle here, go get a bottle there, go get this here. I mean, yeah, it's, and then it's so funny because once you become a semi-empty nester, I don't know, if you guys have children or not, when you hit that 16-year mark and it's like, you know what? I don't have to cook anymore. Like, so what do you want Uber Eats to bring you? Because after cooking almost 6 days a week, it's like, look, I'm tapped out. What am I drinking tonight? Like when I get off the show, you guys, I'm making a bourbon milkshake. So that's my dinner for tonight.
That is awesome.
Oh man, now I'm looking because I've got a milkshake stout and I've got bourbon right in front of me. And now I'm thinking. I'm thinking segment 3 is about to get.
Chalonda, did you just you got to do both?
Let me tell you something now. There have been times if I have a stout that I didn't exactly care for, or I wanted to just kind of add it, I will pour my bourbon into my stout. And Rod J. Beer Ventures can vouch for that. I'm like, look, let me see how this tastes. So yeah. Where like I said, I'm literally triple fisting it right now. So. I mean, got the whiskey.
Triple fisting it.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
That's a thing of beauty right there.
A badass by grabbing an extra beer, keeping it down there, but you are like, that's a whole new level.
Dennis, you got to step up your game.
Dude, oh no, I can't. I don't know if I can hang. I could try.
Most men cannot hang with me. even my own husband cannot hang with me. He's like,
we'll find out at Barrel and Flow Fest. we will put together either, a couple days before or maybe not after. I don't know. I feel like we're all going to be pretty beat up after. Oh, no. I'm ready to lose, but it's about the journey. I just want to have fun.
It's about attempting the challenge, not necessarily beating the challenge.
I'm the biggest nerd in the world. I'm used to losing.
Oh my gosh, yes. We had so many memories from the Fresh Fest. It was like I was drinking so much. Elle, who runs Bring Change Collab, she was like, ABC, I found your lashes right here on the table. It's like, hey, it's one of those nights for after the bottle share, but I cleaned them up and put them back on and got back to drinking.
Oh, I love it.
So do you have any bottles that are like prized possessions? Like, what are your top bourbons right now?
Okay, so my top bourbons, see, I'm like my husband, like when I get a bourbon, I want to open it up and drink it. He's more like, oh no, let's sit and wait. And like, what's the fun in that? I have a Pappy on my bar that has not been open. I have a Rock Hills Farm, which is hard to find, which, is normally like a $50, $60 bottle. Now secondary is like $400, which is crazy.
Oof.
That's not open. But some of my go-tos, like I recently got this Guidance whiskey, and it is so good. It's a light sipper. So we just opened this up on Sunday, and you can see it's half gone. I'm gonna be ordering another bottle of that. And then the St. Cloud has also become my jam. And then Michter's, of course. It's so hard. It's like asking which one is my favorite kid. It's like which one did piss me off the most that day.
So on the other side of things, with the beer side, what are your favorite breweries in Chicago? Which are the breweries that you usually tend to go towards?
Oh gosh, all of them. I'm just playing. Rev is always my jam. Those guys, Marty and John and Josh and Jim, and oh my God, they have an amazing beer program. So like their Deep Blue series, if you have not gotten them, maybe I could send you some books. But Maplewood, Saint Laurent as my first beer, for an exchange. Weiner is really good. And then if you go into the south suburbs, you have like Hailstorm. See, the thing about Chicago is like Chicagoland, and that's including the suburbs. When we say Chicagoland, that's 177 breweries that we get to dip into. And that's including Indiana. Like for some reason, I don't know how or when, like Northwest Indiana became a part of Chicagoland, even though it's like the state over, but it is. Then you have like Three Floyds, which my mom lives like 3 minutes away from on the Illinois side. It's so much good beer here that it's ridiculous. And then you constantly have new breweries opening up. And like I reached out to Turner House. They're brewing out of a Lulu. And that's a new concept that's going to hit the south side of Chicago, which is literally now be Chicago's first Black-owned brewery. So I'm excited for that. So it's so much. It's hard to tell you which one is my favorite because they all do different things.
So I think what we're going to do is we're going to send Dennis with a van.
Okay.
We haven't gotten the van yet.
Well,
unless you're going to help us.
I'll get on Craigslist. I'll find something. It'll be nice. Don't worry.
My man's going to murder the murderer.
Well, yeah, we'll set you up with a nice Econoline van. We'll head out to Chicago, and then we're going to load that son of a bitch up.
I'm about that.
Floor to ceiling with Chicago beers.
We're gonna get pulled over, and they're gonna be like, "Where's your numbers for shipping and distributing alcohol?" And like,
that's fine.
Here's our agent. It's gonna be Adam's cell phone number, and you're like, "I don't know the guy.
Never heard of him."
This is all personal use. Don't worry about it. Stop asking questions.
Yeah, I guess asking favorites in Chicago is kind of a hard question to answer because, like you said, there are so many there.
So many. I mean, within the city alone, I think we have like 77 breweries. So it's so hard. And then I'm right up here. I'm on the far north side of Chicago. So I have like Half Acre, then I'm maybe like 20 minutes away from Revolution, and then you have Corridor, which has 3 different concepts between Pop and Corridor, and then Roebuck, and then you have Butcher, which is again another one of my favorites because they do amazing IPAs. It's just so much good beer here. It's hard to tell you which one is my favorite.
That's what you call good problems.
Yes.
Yep.
The same embarrassment of riches that we kind of suffer out here. You know, we have, you know, about 60 or something at this point that are within driving distance. So yeah, it's all good problems for everybody.
Right.
Yeah. And then like I'm so far north, I'm literally an hour away. So it takes me an hour to get to my mom in the south suburbs.
Oh wow.
But then it takes me an hour to get to Milwaukee. Like I went to Milwaukee weekend before last. Like I was up there like that. So it's like Chicago. We call it Chicago's nicest suburb.
Selfishly, Chalonda, I do want to ask you. So if my wife and I came up, where should we stay to be able to have easy access, you know, Uber and stuff, because we're not going to drive around Chicago. That would just give me too much anxiety. Where should we stay to, like, you know, not spend $50 one way, you know, in an Uber? Like, where would you recommend staying?
Honestly, if you like doing a hotel wise, I'm gonna say stay downtown because that's the most centralized area. I'm not going to suggest you stay in the hood or anything like that, but just like stay that way.
Airbnbs, so
well, okay. Now, if you want to go cheap Airbnbs, then honey, you have to go to the south side for that one.
We'll pay for a hotel. I'm getting old to have to like fight some kids.
yes. If you want to be more centralized, downtown is probably like your best because then you can hit the north side, you can hit the south side, you can hit the. You know, you could hit it from all ankles. And then we even have a brewery, which kind of sucks and it hurts my feelings that Crushed by Giants opened during the pandemic. And it was like right down the street from my job. And I was like, do you know how many lunches I could have been drinking at this brewery? There you open when we're working from home. I do not appreciate this now.
No, that sounds good. That sounds like a plan. That's probably what we will do then.
Yeah, and let me know because I would definitely link up with you guys so we could just go drink.
Don't guys tease us with a good time. We're already planning it. We love Chicago. Awesome.
So just to touch on your podcast a little bit, I was listening to one of your more recent episodes. You had Sinke Brathwaite, and he was one of the relatives of the two gentlemen who started the Black is Beautiful initiative, like way before it was a beer. And I loved how you were able to incorporate something that wasn't, beer into like what is the beer world and just give that backstory and history. Do you have any other guests that people should be aware of that are coming up with, like whether it's a female owned brewery or a Black owned brewery or just somebody who touches into the beer world the way Sinke did?
Let me tell you guys, first of all, I appreciate you guys come very prepared with your shows. I am not that prepared. So I usually record my show on a Thursday. I may not have a guest until tomorrow. Hey, do you want to record? That doesn't happen with Sinke. So my shows are so last minute and it's it just happens to work out. I have a feeling I may end up doing this show solo. I mean, hey, it happens. It is what it is. But I'm trying to get. It's so funny. I've been thinking about even changing the name of the podcast from This Chick Talk Beer to This Chick Talk Shit and beer and other shit because I don't just focus on the beer. But it's I don't know. It's anyway the wind blows with me. It's oh, what do I want to talk about this time? And then I reach out to this person. So now I'm trying to get Tony 2 Point because they've started a whole initiative with Black and Soul where they're getting the Black LGBTQ community a voice in the beverage community. So I definitely want to focus on them and what they have to say in this community. At some point, I was just so funny talking to Dr. J, we need to do another drunk IG live. Maybe that may also be My shows are so unplanned. I think that's what I love about them because it's really when you listen to them, it's just two people having a conversation. I don't edit anything. What you hear is what you get because I don't edit shit. It's like, hey, it's a free fall.
I love it. It's super authentic. It really is.
Yeah, because I don't have time to be editing that. That's what I say. I appreciate everybody that puts in so much time and energy and quality into their show. Don't get me wrong, I love my show, but it's like I'm just gonna put my intro on, put my outro on, post, and then go about my business.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all. Especially when you get as much good content as you do. I'd also suggest, if you're looking for an episode to listen to, check out the episode you did with the Bruising Banters podcast.
That one was so fun.
we like ran into those guys at Fresh Fest as well, but yeah, that episode you did was good shit talk, as you were saying. And I think we might have to get them on our show as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Be prepared. Just be prepared because those guys are hilarious. They were one. You know, I don't really check like numbers when it comes to my shows. Like once I post, and it just will happen if I go through like my emails, and it's like that one got like 10,000 downloads. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, okay, well, go ahead, knock yourselves out.
Buy a t-shirt. I got bottles of bourbon to buy.
Right.
Shit. One last thing I wanted to ask about was your theme song. You said you were slapping the intro and the outro on with the theme song. Where did that come from? How did that come to be?
You know what the funny part about it is? It came from Fiverr. Fiverr.com. Really? Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with Fiverr.
I went on Fiverr and I was like, okay, I want to do an intro. I want an intro for my theme song. I mean, for my podcast. And then I came across this young man's his profile, and I was like, look, I haven't heard your work, but can you do an intro for me? He's like, yeah, sure. So he shoot me an invoice. It was like $50. And the first take, I was like, and I gave him my website. I said, look, you can go and get a feel for who I am. And then he sent me that first cut. I was like, man, that's it. You change anything. That's it. So yeah, I love my intro, and I try to push him as much as I possibly can. It's so bad because I don't know his name. I can't remember his name right now.
Well, stay tuned in segment 3 where we might be able to get a plug. But before we do that, I do believe we have to get into our beers real quick.
Yes.
What we're drinking.
I'll go very quickly on my final thoughts.
Sure.
It didn't really improve. And I'm still somewhat disappointed. So, yep.
No, Chalonda had to mute
Steve
herself.
said that like I had to mute myself. Steve said that like it was like a disappointed dad whose kid brought home a bad report card. He didn't improve. I feel still quite disappointed.
Well, I feel like this is the first time in the show's history that I've gotten like 2 beers out that I just didn't really care for.
Yeah, man, you're normally better at picking them out.
Yeah. I don't have this bad of luck, but yeah, that's what happens.
Send this beer to the den. Make it think about what it's done.
Okay, will do.
Segment 3 will be better.
Yeah.
Dennis, how about yourself?
I was the total inverse, the opposite of Steve. I also had a super great time with the Milky, Shaky Strawberry Edition from 10-7 Brewing. It was tasty, velvety smooth. You get that strawberry up front, and the cream kind of carries it away on the back end. I enjoyed it. Again, sorry, Steve.
You don't have to apologize for your
No. This is 2 in a row. I feel bad for the guy. It makes me just want to send him beer.
Yeah. All right, Adam, tell us about your beer.
So my beer, the beer that I had was the Hitchhiker Triple Thick. Like I said, this is a chocolate and vanilla milkshake stout. As we said earlier in the segment, it's Hitchhiker. They made a good beer. In other news, the sky is blue and water is wet. It's a fine beer. Get yourself some Hitchhiker. I really like the combination of the chocolate and vanilla. I know there are some out there that like a Neapolitan with a little bit of a strawberry vibe to it as well. If you want that, just get what Dennis was drinking, combine the two, you'll be fine. If you don't, get this Hitchhiker, get the Triple Thick if you can get it, And if you can't, just get something else from them. They always make good quality stouts.
Or get the Hitchhiker We All Scream, because that has everything that you just... You don't have to make that mix that you're talking about. Just Hitchhiker has one that is Neapolitan.
I want people to work for it.
As Adam said earlier, there's no freebies on this show.
Free bees.
This isn't a mead episode.
As I said it, it definitely sounded like not one word. It was like free.
Really
bees.
didn't. Free bees. Last but not least, Chalonda, what did you think of your Black is Beautiful beer?
It's steady, it's reliable, it's really good. It's coming in at a strong 7%. And I may or may not have poured a little bit of bourbon when you guys wasn't looking into my Black is Beautiful beer. But yeah, I totally did that. It was good. So
I love
I
it.
can see what it was like.
I might take a little inspiration for segment 3 on that one.
When 7% isn't enough, coming.
I mean, I don't have to catch up for segment 3 because I'm on like bourbon number 3 at this point.
I'm trying to make up for it with a dipping. Well, we'll talk about that in the next segment.
Okay.
And with that, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to reload. We'll get some sort of drink in front of us. I'm not entirely sure what it'll be, but we will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is still the Hop Nation USA podcast. I am still Adam. That is still Steve.
Hello.
Dennis is. Oh, yeah. Okay. Get in on that. That's fine. That's your cue, Steve.
I already said hello. Move on.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all you're getting out of here.
That's all we're getting. Dennis is here from First Sip.
Yes, sir. Still hanging out, still having fun.
And we thank you for being here. And Chalonda from Afro Beer Chick and her many podcasts.
And
Thank
many
you for sticking around.
sister here.
Yes.
And drinking.
And drinking. And speaking of drinking, we got to get into our booze. Who hasn't gone first yet?
Me.
Chalonda, you get the point. What are you
All
drinking?
right. I am about to shock you guys. I am drinking a porter.
Yes.
What?
Yes, I know, right? So if anybody follows my ABC page, y'all know how I feel about porters. And I'm pouring into my trusty ABC glass. And it was so funny. This is from Revolution. This is the On and On Part 1. This is the collaboration with Revolution and Half Acre, which are both here in Chicago, which are both amazing breweries. And I walked into Benny's and it was like, picture it, Chicago. 2021. This 4-pack of On and On, the lonely 4-pack is sitting on the shelf for $40. And I was like, you know what? My spirit told me I had to get it. I just had to get it. And don't get me wrong, Revolution has hooked me up with this before, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it, which provoked me to go ahead and spend the money to get it. So On and On, shouts out to Half Acre and Revolution for making a porter that I actually like.
Wow.
Because we know I always say it tastes like tasteless brown water, but not this one. That was so good.
It definitely means something. Coming.
I am so glad that there is at least one beer out there that will defy the rules. Because everybody has that style that they don't like. And then most everybody has that one beer that is the exception to that rule.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that still is correct.
Yes.
Everybody got that one.
Everybody's got that one.
Yes.
Everybody got it.
Dennis, what are you drinking? What do you got going on?
I'm glad you asked, Adam, because I cannot wait to share.
Okay.
He's like, that's nice. So what I'm having on my end is from Hackensack Brewing Company, located in New Jersey.
Heard of it?
Well, Hackensack, New Jersey, to be specific, which is exactly where the
I believe
name
it
comes from. I believe.
Why are we just all of a sudden bullying Dennis?
Oh, I didn't take it as bullying. I took it as I have friends, so I'm okay with it.
Oh, that's a whole other can of worms.
Oh no.
So, anyways, talking about bullying, this is a hardcore, super tasty, 11.1% Imperial Milk Stout. I figured it was a great way to wrap up the episode.
Yes.
It is called Stimulus Package, which is incredibly fitting for where we all find ourselves today. And they even have on the can, it's a limited edition quarantine can, which is super neat, really cool. So looking at the beer, pitch black, light does not escape it. It's exactly what it is. The only thing I'm not the biggest fan of is absolutely no head retention. But sometimes with these big imperial stouts, you run into that. That's fine.
Yeah.
So while you're sipping, or I'll ask, are there any adjuncts or anything like that? Or is this just a straight down the alley imperial stout?
So obviously, since it's a milk stout, there's lactose, but it's also made with Guatemalan coffee.
Nice.
Which that is all the adjuncts it gives me. And they are preaching peace, love, and beer right there on the side of the can itself, which we can all get behind that message.
Absolutely. Steve, how about yourself? What do you got going on?
I have something very similar to Dennis. Very similar, but still different. But I appreciate it. It's coming to us from Hightower out of Rayland, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And it is called Gone Squatchin'.
Oh, that's so cool.
It is a 10%. So not quite 11. I have a feeling I'm going to be on the low end this this segment. But yes, it is a 10% Imperial Stout. This one doesn't have, or at least it doesn't appear to have, any extra adjuncts. So it's no coffee, no lactose, no nothing. It is just right down the middle stout, except for it is 10%. And boy, oh boy, I'm happy.
Finally, Steve could be
You got
happy.
one.
I had to unmute myself on that one. Wow. Okay.
Yes, I had my fingers crossed on this one. I was like, there's no way a 10% stout can fail me, and it didn't. So I'm happy with it.
So
Hey.
some could say you have gone squatching.
Yes, I would
Bat-
go. I would go
Batting 1
squatching
out of
with it.
3.
Yeah, 1 out of 3, it's fine. But yeah, I would go squatching with this beer. It's just straight down the middle, get you drunk stout. It's excellent.
Ooh.
Just to get you drunk stout.
Good.
Just to get you drunk stout. Adam, what are you up to?
So, I'm up to no good. So for this segment, I figured I'd go a little bit different. It's time to get out a little bit of the bourbon. So I got myself some Woodford Reserve. I know it's not the $400 bottle. It's not the Pappy, but that's okay. So I got me some Woodford Reserve on reserve for drinking. Turns out it's good. And when I'm done with that, I've got something here from Dissolver. This is the Two Metal to Die.
Oh, sick.
This is a, I'm sorry to say this, a Baltic Porter. But this is a collaboration with somebody and somebody else, because I don't know what the label is supposed to be
Traditionally,
here.
that's how collaborations work.
Well, yes, Steve, unfortunately, this is not a beer.
It's not a beer.
It is not a beer because it only comes in at 3.6% ABV.
Oh, dude, that's not metal at all.
I know.
And now, wait, are you joshing us, or is this like, I don't know what's
So
real right
Steve's
now.
rules of beer: if the ABV is below 4%, it's not a beer.
Well, those are the rules of any self-respecting human.
Well, apparently Steve is now a self-respecting human, so
he's
he's
gone
upgraded.
Squatching.
So Adam, it is a collaboration between Dissolver, that's
Yes.
one brewery. The other brewery is Salud Cerveceria.
I don't even
yes,
know
it
what that
is.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I was gonna read that as salad beer, but that would be completely
Please
wrong.
don't.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That
Well,
would be wrong.
You are still incredibly self-respecting, Adam, because you are also having some delicious bourbon with your non-beer.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the only way to bump up the ABV on that. That is,
Mhm.
dude, I am so mad right now. Now I'm mad at Adam's beer. I like my beer. I'm mad at Adam's beer. You can't call a beer Too Metal to Die and then make it
Yeah,
under
I don't
4%.
understand that. I don't understand
What kind of
they
weak
were
ass shit is
going
that?
for with that.
Sorry?
That's
I
like
don't
going.
know.
That's like going to see Cannibal Corpse and then they cover Taylor Swift. That's trash. Throw it.
Chalonda's dead. She's dead.
I wasn't ready for that assessment, but that was dead on. I just want to know. Oh my God, my beer went down the wrong way on top of my bourbon.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Steve get you, man. You don't see it coming, but you grow to learn to expect it.
Steve has that silent shade. It's like you don't know when it's gonna come.
Yes.
But it comes.
Oh, he'll dish you with a straight face. Like you won't even know that you're being made fun of.
That's the you know what? That's the best part. That's the best type. Shade with a smile.
Yes. I've learned that very awful side of sarcasm and unpleasantness.
Well, Steve, if it'll make you feel better, I can just stick with the Woodford. If that'll.
No, I
have the
mean,
soul.
no, you're fine because you have the Woodford, and then you can just mix that together. You're fine. I'm just saying if you're doing that on your own, and I'm just being very critical of Dissolver and Salute Cerveceria, that's why I'm being critical of.
It's a shot and a beer. Let's go with that.
Exactly. Your choices are fine.
It's a shot.
There's a shot and a beer. So on the table, I have a shot, and a beer. So that's literally what I have though.
So what I'm hearing is Steve is the one that's pulling up the rear here with only a 10% beer.
I know.
weight.
Yeah, I said that. I said I was going to be low end on the segment this time because I have 10%. Dennis has 11. And
11.1, Steve.
Sorry, didn't mean to.
That's right.
Every 10th of a percent counts in this arms race.
Yeah, didn't mean to short you.
There's some crazy shit going on.
We don't want to know what I have on the table, okay?
A good time. And
You for sure win. It's just
I was the woman. I win again. So we're saying, let her know that the woman wins again. Yay!
I for sure will. Definitely let her know. She's gonna be like, yes.
It was so funny because when we did an episode of Beers with an Angel, and again I was the only woman on the show, and I drank all of them under the table.
I can see that.
So fun. That's one of my biggest accomplishments.
Man, I'm gonna need a whiskey a cigar after this one.
Sure. You can also have a whiskey.
Does Adam know what he's doing? What's happening over there?
No, I don't.
You can have a whiskey too. Doesn't matter. All right. Well, since everybody's getting into the hard stuff this segment, it's the perfect time for a quiz.
Oh, great.
Chalonda was like, what?
Yes. But as is common, we always try to tailor our quiz to our guest. So this week's quiz is going to mostly be about bourbon and whiskey.
Oh, damn.
Yes. So it should be in Chalonda's favor, but
My phone a friend.
we'll see. We'll see if that friend's in the other room. You can just yell for an answer, maybe.
No, never mind. He's not gonna hear me.
I'm going to claim Dennis as my friend right now.
Sure.
See, thank
you can try.
I appreciate that, Adam.
That's okay. I'm gonna text my friend in the other room. Okay.
But the rules are simple. If you can answer the question without getting the multiple choice, you get 2 points. With multiple choice, you get 1 point. If you miss the question, then the next person gets the chance to steal. And we have 6 questions and one final question for everybody at the end.
Okay.
So with that, I'll let Afro Beer Chick decide whether she wants to go first or last.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm about that life.
All right then.
I like it.
So I'll start you with a question that actually isn't about bourbon, but still about whiskey.
Okay.
Sazerac is both a rye whiskey and a cocktail. What is the first step in making a proper Sazerac?
Drinking it.
Ooh, I know this one.
I don't know because I never made an actual Sazerac. I have a bottle of Sazerac on my bar. I don't know. I have to pass on this one.
Oh, you could get the multiple choice.
Okay, what's the multiple choice?
Okay, so the multiple choices are: A, squeeze a lemon over an ice cube. B, add 2 ounces of Sazerac.
B.
Hold on.
She just thought how she'd make it. It was just add the Sazerac.
No, I'm following recipes. Okay, let me just let you guys know that now.
I mean, if you want to answer that, you can.
Okay.
Okay. Or C, rinse the glass with absinthe. Or D, add crushed ice.
I'm gonna go with B.
B, add 2 ounces of Sazerac. That is incorrect.
Damn.
Adam, to you.
I am going to go with C, rinse the glass with absinthe.
That is correct for 1 point.
Woohoo!
I knew sucks. Whatever.
Yeah, Sazerac, very popular in New Orleans. And boy, oh boy, I wish I could go back.
Well, that's only acceptable if you do that and then immediately go down to Pat O'Brien's for get yourself a hurricane.
Oh, fuck yeah. Get a hurricane, get a fucking hand grenade.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
Steve's going in.
I dream about New Orleans a lot. It's rough. It's rough. All right.
It's fantastic, is what it is.
Yeah, it is. Adam, your question.
Fire away.
We all know the mint julep is the official drink of the Kentucky Derby. What is the official drink of the Belmont Stakes?
So easy. I have no idea.
Talk shit, Dennis. If he misses, you're next.
I've been drinking. I'm gonna miss all these questions.
I have to go with the multiple choice. Lay it on me.
A, the Belmont Jewel. B, the Black-Eyed Susan. C, the Sure Thing. Or D, the Farrier.
They all sound real.
I'll go D, the Farrier.
That is incorrect. Dennis.
Let's hit them choices again, Steve.
The Belmont Jewel, the Black-Eyed Susan, or the Sure
Belmont
Thing.
Jewel, A.
Damn it.
Hands down, A.
And Dennis is on the board with a point. It is the
I
Belmont
hope
Jewel.
you just get that one wrong.
Yeah, Belmont Jewel, like the mint julep, is also made with bourbon. But unlike the mint julep, it's made with pomegranate juice and lemonade. And then the black-eyed,
good.
yeah,
I'll dip into it.
The Black-Eyed Susan, that's actually the official drink of the Preakness.
There's liquor in it. I'll dip to any of those.
They all
I
have
don't think there's
bourbon
a
in
wrong
them.
answer when it comes
No.
to just drinking.
No. All right, Dennis. Here's your
Yes.
question. In what city was the old fashioned invented?
That's an easy question, Steve. But before I give you the answer, what are the multiple choice options?
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's not that easy to do.
Was it
I
New
love the
York?
drink, but
Yeah. Was it New York? Was it Chicago? Was it Louisville? Or was it New Orleans?
New York.
That is incorrect.
Fuck.
Chalonda, your choice, your chance to steal.
Where can I have it again?
Chicago, Louisville, or New Orleans?
It was.
I feel like if it was Chicago, you would know. You live there.
Yeah, it was Louisville.
That is incorrect as well.
Damn it.
Wow.
Now it's
Adam.
the opposite. If it is Chicago and you didn't know, that's terrible.
I don't know about it, but look, I just live here. I just know the prices are high. And it's,
Adam, your chance. Chicago or New Orleans?
I gotta go Chicago.
And Chicago was the right answer.
God damn it.
I honestly wouldn't have thought of that. When I think of the old fashioned, I obviously think like way back when, and New York being one of the original places.
So about that one because so I've heard like mixture of both, but I've always heard mostly about Louisville. So
Yeah, so Louisville was actually it was a story that was out there, but it was eventually proven false by Chicago papers, because Chicago papers were printing about old-fashioned drinks before this supposed club called the Penn Dennis Club in Louisville opened.
I'm texting my husband next time. Like, look, what's going on? he's like the liquor historian for the Newport. Like, if you notice, like when he's dropping his historical facts, I'm quiet because like I don't know none of that shit. So yeah.
It's always fun with Steve's games. You never know what's going to happen, except that everyone's guaranteed to lose.
That's true. Okay, Chalonda, it's back to you. Your question is:
I'm about to lose.
Bourbon has a lot of requirements in order to even be called bourbon. Like it can only be made in the U.S. and it has to be aged in charred oak barrels. What is the upper limit proof of bourbon?
What do you mean? What's the upper limit proof?
So, like, what's the highest proof that a bourbon can be?
Let's see here. Now, mind you, I have a bourbon on my bar that's 128.5 proof. What's that, 130? There's no limit.
Or you can take multiple choice.
Multiple choice.
There's definitely a limit.
Oh yeah, or else you'd kill people.
There's definitely a limit.
God. What is it?
Okay, so is it 80 proof, 110 proof, 151 proof, or 160 proof?
160 holy shit.
Right. I'm going to say 100 and what was the last two? 100 and what? 60?
160 is the last one.
150.
151?
That was the last. That's the other one.
Well, no, it's 80 proof, 110 proof, 151, or 160.
151. I've never seen 160 proof bourbon ever in my life.
Okay, that's incorrect.
God damn it.
160, Steve?
Adam, to you, not Dennis.
No. I was just saying, if that's not it, it has to be 160. Adam's a smart human. He can do the math.
I know that barrel it can't go higher than when you put it in the barrel, it can't go higher than 125. So, oh my God. So
that's true.
You mean to tell me that they can have a bourbon that goes up to 160 proof? Okay, Adam, you got this question, but still.
Well, I guess I have to guess 160 proof. So I'll go 160.
Yes, that is correct.
That's insane.
Crazy, because like the bourbon that I have in my bar is like 128, and that will put you on your ass.
Yeah. I
Yourself.
mean, you're totally right. It can't go into the barrel at more than 125 proof or whatever. But if they somehow can get it up to 80%, ABV, they can have it. It can still be bourbon.
Now, you know what? That's it. I need you to come in here and answer these questions for me. I've been drinking.
I told you, the only one that wins these games is the viewer.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, how does she have a bourbon podcast and she doesn't know all about bourbon?
I
been drinking, so
would have even thought of that question.
It's not unfair.
All right, Adam, back around to you.
All right.
In 2011, Maker's Mark created a cocktail for which NFL football team using 8 ounces of Maker's Mark and 32 ounces of apple cider. And then a various number of spices.
I drink that.
I'm gonna need a multiple choice. I have an idea, but I'm gonna need a multiple choice.
Was it the Bears? Was it the Steelers? Was it the Packers? Or was it the Patriots?
Shit. None of those were the ones I was thinking of.
So you had
who were you thinking of? The Jets?
I was thinking Jets or Giants. Maker's Mark and apple cider.
Yeah. And then various things like cinnamon sticks.
Right.
Lemon,
Your assorted accoutrement.
Yes.
It was the Pats, the Packers, the Bears, and
the Steelers.
The Steelers.
Did you say what year this was, Steve, or you didn't?
2011.
2011.
10 years ago. I feel that the Bears wouldn't do that because it would have to be an old fashioned. The Packers fans would be too filled up with cheese to worry about things like that.
Maybe.
Stillers, I don't see that. I gotta go Pats.
And you are wrong.
Oh.
On to you, Dennis. Chance to steal. Bears, Stillers, or Packers?
Here's the thing. I feel like if Steve's asking this question, it's probably the Steelers. However, I feel like I would have heard about it. But then again, 10 years ago, I was just drinking anything that walked in front of me. So I wasn't that in tune. Shit. I'll go Steelers.
And Dennis gets the point.
Really?
Not that I actually knew the answer. I just thought if
that
Steve's
sucks. That's the one answer I did know.
I didn't.
You just logicked your way through it.
I did. But honestly, I would drink that. That sounds good.
And do you want to know the name for this almighty drink?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Steelers cider.
Oh.
That's not fun. But is that still a thing, Steve? Like, or...
Well, I'm sure it's still a thing that you can make. It's just, it was originally invented by Maker's Mark for the game in which the Steelers played the Packers.
Okay.
Got it.
And I just threw the Bears in there because we're talking to Afro Beer Chick from Chicago. So, yeah.
No, but that was
I knew it wasn't the Bears. I knew it wasn't the Bears.
That was good logic, though, on Adam's part. Since now we know that Chicago is known for inventing the old-fashioned, they should probably have did like an homage to that.
Yeah.
So good job, Adam. I mean, terrible job on answering the question correctly, but good job on the first initial thoughts.
I'm here to
You
help.
broke it down. All right, Dennis, on to the final question of the regular round.
This is Dennis.
A cocktail invented by the Bourbon blog combines bourbon, Evan Williams Honey Reserve, a bottle of Hefeweizen, one orange, and this condiment.
Condiment?
Yes.
I don't know that one.
Condiment.
I want it to be Worcestershire sauce, but I'm going to ask for my multiple choices first.
Okay. Is it mustard, mayo, relish, or barbecue sauce?
Oh, God.
Oh,
damn.
what kind of drink is that?
Awful is what I'm saying.
So, mustard, relish, mayo, or barbecue sauce?
Yeah.
I just threw up a little bit. Definitely not mayo. That would curdle. Mustard, I can't see that. So relish or barbecue sauce. What organization?
This is from the Bourbon blog out of Louisville.
I'm gonna go barbecue sauce.
Dennis, you get yourself another point.
Hey.
I just thought where that's located, barbecue's a thing. Let's roll with it.
Ooh, Dennis.
And Jesus Christ, mayo? Mayo?
Okay,
If
so-
anyone puts that in there.
So actually, there is a cocktail out there. I believe it's called lung butter. That is made with mayo.
Did you just say lung butter?
I did say lung butter.
Oh God.
Yeah, there is a cocktail out there that is made with mayo. It
It
is.
sounds like something that came out of a frat house.
I'm sure it did. It is awful though. But yes, the beer, bourbon, and barbecue cocktail was created by the Bourbon blog.
Okay.
They ask, and it's kind of a shitty use cocktail because they ask you to make barbecue water by mixing 19 ounces of barbecue sauce with 19 ounces of hot water to create the barbecue water. So it's not as thick in the cocktail. But when you make the cocktail, you only use a quarter ounce.
Huh.
A quarter ounce of 38 ounces.
Wouldn't it make more sense to just divide everything down to a quarter?
Yes, it would. But that's not the way the recipe went.
No one was sober making that cocktail. But barbecue was also like the only one I was willing to experiment with and try.
Yeah, right. All right. This brings us to our final question. and it'll be worth 4 points, as Adam and Dennis both have 3 points. So,
All right.
Chalonda has none. That's okay. But I'm drinking.
the final question, though, is worth 4 points, and it's simply this. Take the number of medals won at the American Distilling Institute 2020 awards ceremony. Take the number of medals won by Illinois and multiply it by the number of medals won by PA.
Oh God.
Wait, what was the question again?
So Steve thinks we all want to go work for NASA when we grow up.
I
Doing
already lost this. I'm over here just drinking at this point.
I know, that's the point. Everybody gets drunk and then I make you do
And
math.
ordering pizza.
Yeah, what kind of pizza?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
I'm ordering pizza, y'all. I'm dead serious. I'm ordering pizza.
Stuffed crust? Deep dish?
No, thin crust. Yeah.
I don't know. I gotta ask. You're in Chicago. You have like deep dish on hand.
You have all the good options.
Yeah, we don't get deep dish out here. The question though was take the number of medals won for spirit distilling by Illinois and multiply it by the number of medals won by PA. So kind of like the GABF, but for spirits.
Oh, I definitely don't.
I'll venture a guess.
Okay.
Oh,
40
you don't get multiple choice on this?
No, it's the closest. It's the closest to the number.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'll go
Adam's-
46.
Okay, Adam says 46.
I don't know who's next, Steve.
It doesn't matter. Whoever
Okay.
has
Land Rush.
I'm gonna go 30.
30,
Go 111
111 by Dennis.
because those are multiplications.
Yeah.
Multiplications add up.
Yes, they do very quickly. So, in 2020, Illinois won 4 medals from the American Distilling Institute,
I ain't winning.
I'm not
I was the
either.
closest. I was the closest.
and PA won 36 medals
Oh,
from
what?
the American
What's
Distilling
this?
Institute,
Oh damn! Never mind. I lost.
Holy shit.
meaning between the two of them and multiplied, it was 144 medals, making Dennis our winner.
Woo,
Gross.
woo, woo.
It was a
What-
gross.
Ah,
What's the total score?
Oh,
too
so I
much to
guess
not enough.
yeah. So the total score would be Dennis with 7 points and Adam with 3 points.
And
That's
Chalonda with 9.
I didn't want to say that.
That's
I don't-
okay.
I try not to be rude.
No, here's the thing. No, that's okay because Chalonda still wins because she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drinks on her
Yes,
table.
you won overall in
Yeah,
drinks.
why does that sound like a song? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It's like
drinks
it's like
on
that
the
old.
table.
It's like the old. You remember that old Saturday cartoons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yep.
Great. Now it'll be stuck in my
only-
head for the next week.
I'm only really happy because I never win any of these.
That's
games.
very true. This is
I
Yes.
never win.
I don't know when the last time Dennis won, but this is definitely a Dennis win for a change.
Yeah, it never
You know what?
happens.
Let me pour some more. Let me pour some more beer in my glass. Look at this. My porter in my glass.
Porter in her glass. 9, 10, 11, 12.
Dennis, your
2.
prize is an entry into the Ladybug Picnic.
Yes.
Oh, I love ladybugs and I love picnics. So this
Pizza has
works.
been ordered. I'm messing you around with you guys.
We're gonna hear a you hear a knock at your door.
Dennis,
We've been waiting for you.
Three's Company too, but also
Steve just like again with the declarative sentences.
it's also your prize that you can talk about your beer first.
Yes. So this stimulus package from Hackensack Brewery located in New Jersey is phenomenal. Really enjoyed it. It is strong. It is everything I wanted. The lack of head retention did not affect my experience at all like I thought it was going to. It's really smooth. It hits all the notes, Steve, that I wanted from an Imperial Milk Stout.
I'll be right back.
All right. Well, continuing down the stout train, I'll just go back to mine from the Hightower Brewing Company out of Rayland, Ohio. I got Gone Squatching.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, it's a fun name. I was trying to look up more info because like there's no info on the can other than it's just a 10% stout. So I want to.
Yeah.
I'm back. Yeah.
Steve, can you say that part again?
Yeah, we lost you.
Yeah.
You cut out there. You never cut out. So I was surprised. I looked at Adam. His eyes looked at me. We were like, we're dying.
I saw both of you go bug-eyed, and I was like, uh-oh. Yeah, so the Gone Squatching, I went to look it up on Untapped because there was like no info on the can, but there's no info on Untapped either. But I did find there's another brewery that has a whole series of Gone Squatching stouts that are like peanut butter and such. But I don't know. That's neither here nor there.
So
you know what?
Are they playing homage to Sasquatch? Like you don't know anything about him? Like is that or just?
I think they just
don't
don't
know.
put info on Untapped.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm just looking too far into it.
Yeah.
No, Dennis, I like your theory. I'm gonna subscribe to that
would
theory.
be cool.
Yeah, no, it's just a straight down the middle stout. Nothing too special about it, except for that it's 10%, but that's also very good. So I'm into that.
And it's a win for you, Steve. I tell you what, man, after the night you had with beer selections, you deserve that.
I was on the struggle bus.
Yes, you do. It's the struggle bus.
Now, honestly, Steve, you weren't even on the bus. You were on the side of the road hoping not to get murdered by getting picked
Steve,
up.
I felt for you. I mean, because it was like one of those nights when like a kid pissed you off. It's like, man, you just couldn't get there. And I felt for you. Finally, it came through. Like, yes.
I got my win. I got my win.
I didn't get my. I mean, I got my win too. I mean,
you got a lot of wins. We'll get to your wins in a minute.
You got more wins than I did points in the game that we played.
My dog is here looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, what's up? What's going on?
Adam, your small poultry of wins that you had.
My small. Well, welcome to my life, Steve.
Jesus. Be nice to Adam.
Yeah, thank you, Dennis. I appreciate that.
You're welcome, buddy.
I need all the wins I can get right now. But the Woodford Reserve, I mean, come on. It's good. I like it. It's in my house for a reason. I'm gonna drink more of it probably after this show. But I did get into some beer as well. The Two Metal to Die, the Table Baltic Porter. This is by Dissolver and by Salud Seversia, a collaboration. Yes, it is not technically beer by Steve's Rules of Beer, but that's okay. I liked it. I am a fan of porters. I get down with them from time to time. I saw that.
Don't care.
But no, I liked it. I like what they're doing. Yes, it is a very low ABV porter, but at the same time, they kind of called their shot a little bit because they called it a table Baltic porter. Table beers are not supposed to be,
right.
rocket fuel. This one is certainly not. So I'm okay with that. But I liked it. I like what they did with it. I'm glad I got more in the fridge because I'm going to drink it. Shout out to my friend Greg for setting me up with this. We were able to get a little exchange going. Pittsburgh beers for North Carolina beers. So thank you again, Greg, for
books. Pittsburgh books for North Carolina books.
Jesus, Adam.
Well, no, this one was face to face, so it was legit.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah,
I
didn't have to sugarcoat this one.
Snitch.
No. I chose my words deliberately because I know what this delivery was. It was okay. USPS ain't gonna get me on this one. But yes, a good beer. Thank you, Greg. Good people, good beer. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
Nailed it.
And on to Chalonda with everything that you had.
Oh damn! Everything that I had.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Let's talk about it all.
Okay, I had St. Cloud bourbon. I had Guidance whiskey. I had still some of my Black is Beautiful, which is now gone, and now I have the porter, which I know how I felt about porters. On and on from Revolution and Half Acre, which still freaking amazingly good. And I'm feeling great. Yes, I'm so great that I ordered pizza. Like, I'm not gonna cook shit at this point. Yeah, feeling great. My ordering on, it's always good straight off the bat, but I always let it warm up just a little bit because you get more flavor from it. It's like it's robust. It's roast. I don't know. You know what? Hold on. I think that.
In the moment, review.
No, it's a lot of. For me, I get like a lot of baker's chocolate. It's not super sweet, and that's what I'm loving at my old age. I don't want to. I don't want to feel like I'm drinking my cavities. And this porter, it has that flavor. It doesn't taste like tasteless brown water. Yeah.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
Exclusive.
Chalonda White,
Dennis is always getting exclusives and shit. So yeah.
I love it.
We've got to get her some of Lincoln Avenue's porter.
Oh yeah.
How dare you guys?
It's
I'm actually kind of nervous.
Called
now.
out. I like it.
I dare. You know what? When people always tell me, I'm gonna sing you a porter, and I know you're gonna like it. My whole thing is now, I dare you. I dare you. There have only 2 porters that I can say that I have truly enjoyed. Right now, I can't recall the other one because I've been drinking, but On and On is definitely one of them.
Right on.
I guess we could send it with a sample little bottle of like bourbon or something.
Yeah.
That way, if she's like, man, just
That may motivate me.
or we can just wait for Barrel and Flow Fest and we'll see. Yeah.
Yes.
We'll just get a growler.
Hold on, but why do that? That's so far away.
It is.
So
But
far away.
I'm sure with as busy as we all are, time would go just like that.
I don't know what I had to do to go to Beer and Flow Fest. I had to basically bribe my kid, like, look, are you on a homecoming? Because I mean, if she was going to homecoming, I wasn't going to Beer and
Right.
Flow. She was like, no, mom. I was like, are you sure? I'm gonna give you like $100 if you don't go. She's like, no, I'm not going. I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to Beer and Flow Fest.
Bribing children.
Yeah.
Look, at this point, she's 16, so hey, it is what it is.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's just continue on. Chalonda, feel free to plug any and everywhere that you want people to find you, social media, your podcasts, just website, anything at all.
Well, you can always catch me at the website at afrobeerchick.com, and also you can catch my husband and I collectively at theneatport.com, individually Afro Beer Chick on all the social media, so you can catch me talking shit, and collectively with Hubs at the Neatport on all the social medias.
Yes.
She's definitely one of those essential Twitter follows. She's always got something good going on, whether it's beer or bourbon or just talking shit. So yeah, that's why we follow her and that's why we enjoy her. So, all right. And Dennis, why don't you tell everybody what's going on with First Sip Brew Box?
Absolutely. So some of the big things we have coming up. So this month, depending upon when this drops, which it will probably be April. So we're still going to have a lot of really unique stuff that we feature with Free Roll Brewing located in Percy, Pennsylvania. As far as April's concerned, we are partnering with Two Roots Brewing out over in the West Coast. They are a non-alcoholic brewery. So we are sending out, and we haven't even released this yet on any other platform, including our own. We're sending out some of their award-winning beers that aren't tech beers that you are allowed to ship because they're non-alcoholic. And the cool thing about these brews, they have a Helles and an IPA that they sent into the Great American Beer Festival and won medals because the judges couldn't tell that they were non-alcoholic beer, which is super dope. So we're going to include those in next month's brew box to take advantage of that. Hit us up at firstsipbrewbox.com, choose your tier, or jump into the shop, get a one-time brew box. And if you're looking to follow us on social media, just like you should with Hop Nation USA, you can find us at First Sip Brew Box across all of our social media handles: Facebook, Instagram, YouTubes, Twitters. Catch us on the YouTubes at The Daily Sip. And yeah, that's it. We're even on TikTok doing little crazy dances, building boxes, porters getting into mischief, anything. All at First Sip Brew Box. Thanks.
That's how it's so professional and shit.
Yeah.
This shit
But-
talks very taking lessons.
Well, Dennis is definitely trained to do this multiple times with all the podcasts he's been on.
Yeah. And to be fair, Steve, you guys were the first podcast I've ever been on whenever we met each other at the Brutal Beer Fest, and doing so many episodes with you guys really motivated me to start our own stuff. And that's really where the passion started of reaching out to people virtually on different mediums. Is all started here at home with Hop Nation USA. And that's why no matter what, hopefully as big as we grow, we'll always make time to be a part of the Hop Nation USA podcast.
So then does that mean you're going to be on my podcast as well?
Yes, 100%. All you got to do is slide in those DMs. I don't know if I'm showing up with bourbon, but I'll show up with some heavy hitting.
I'm sliding in the DM right now. I'm literally, hold on. You think I'm playing, right? For some reason, you think I'm playing. I'm sliding in the DMs right now. So
we'll make it work. We'll figure it out.
So while she sets up the next podcast with Dennis, if you want to find us, all you have to do is search Hop Nation USA, and that'll get you all the social medias that include Twitter's, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you want to listen to brand new episodes of the Hop Nation USA podcast every Friday, as you should, then just search Hop Nation USA on your favorite podcatcher, like Stitcher Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. We're on everything that starts with pod and ends in cast. And if you're on any of those platforms, leave a 5-star review, because
We are a 6 fingers worth of bourbon show, but they only let us pour 5.
and that's a bigger crime than having to enter a lottery to win Sazerac in Pennsylvania. God damn you.
Oh, y'all want Sazerac? Because I can send you some, because we have abundance of it on the shelves here.
It's like you can get some of the regular, but like getting the 6-year and the 18-year is you have to enter lotteries.
Oh, never mind. It took me out the running.
Yeah, it sucks.
I love my bourbon. I love my bourbon.
Yes. Thanks again to Chalonda for coming on the show. I mean, we had a good time.
Yes, this is fantastic.
A great time for sure. One for the ages.
Oh, you guys make me feel so special.
And I guess we have to shout out Dennis as well. Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah,
Dennis.
of course, Dennis.
I mean, yeah,
I guess it's here.
Yeah, all right.
Can't
Dennis,
talk
I slid in the
mean.
DMs.
No, I saw it. I already responded back. We'll get on the calendar. We'll make it work. But this has been absolutely phenomenal. I never missed the opportunity to hang out with Hop Nation USA. And then now, Afro Beer Chick, we are starting our journey together. I'm going to enjoy all the times we get to hang out as well.
Dennis, we appreciate that. My only request is whenever the IPO happens, let me know so I can get in early. So I
Right,
can get
same
my
here.
retirement taken care of.
Oh,
Yeah.
guys, that is called insider trading. And I'm just kidding. We'll do it and we'll all go to jail.
And I'm okay with that. Look, here it is. And I'm okay with that.
That's right. I'll sleep well. I'm all right.
Me too.
Yeah. I don't have that kind of conscience.
As long as I'm not in jail, but I'm okay with that.
No, time out. Why did I just realize if I ever need a crew to rob a bank, we're on this podcast right now together. Steve's the driver and or security.
Wait, hold on.
Nah.
Hold on.
I was going to say Adam's the driver.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Honestly, if you need a getaway driver, and I have a feeling if my syndicate members are listening to this podcast, that they will vote me as the getaway driver, because I was their ghetto Uber driver when we went to Fresh Fest. They were talking about like, oh my God, you're driving too fast. And I'm like, look, did you die though?
All right, done.
The perfect getaway driver. I mean, I live in Chicago. I have to drive that way.
That is true. All right, we're going to figure this out. I know you guys are ending the podcast. Add this into the extra blooper sections if you want to. But we're mapping this out. Chalonda, for sure, the driver. Steve, I need you to pick up and throw people.
Yeah, no, I'm always the muscle. That's fine.
Yeah, that's
Adam, I feel like two things. One, you're going to be really good at helping us plan things. And two, if anyone needs to fit into tight places, you are the only one, my man. You are the only one that's getting in there. You know, Steve's not fitting in anywhere. I'm not fitting in anywhere. So my man's crawling through vents, letting us in places. We got this.
So does that mean that you're the tech guy, Dennis?
I feel like Steve can do that too. Also be the tech guy, but I could also be like the smooth talker. You know, I could just get up there. I'm the one like, hey, you're being robbed, but you won't die. And we'll figure it out.
He's good robber to my bad robber.
Yes. And then Steve just picks up two humans, hits their heads together. They fall
like coconuts.
Yeah. And the old coconut clunk.
All right. I'm glad we had this conversation. We figured this out. So if the opportunity ever arises, we can make this happen.
This has been Crime Spree Planning on Hop Nation USA.
FBI, don't listen to this. Turn this off, FBI.
Right now, they flicked off the recording machine. Hey, guys, they say don't listen to this.
He said don't.
Wait.
He said don't. All right. Well, with that, we'll be back next week with something new. And, in the meantime, go check out the Daily Sip episode with Dennis and Afro Beer Chick as you wait for the next episode of the Hop Nation USA podcast. Goodbye.
Cheers.
Bye.